Good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Patty, and I am excited to share with you two special readings today because they are related. One is on resentment and the other one is compassion. And so the first one comes from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart. Resentments hurt everybody. Resentments only hurt ourselves? Not true. Resentments can hurt others too. When we brood and allow resentments to brew and fester, we send negative, mean, hurtful, spiteful energy to others. The more consciously and vividly we do this, the more pain we can cause to everyone. The more bonded we are with others, whether they're business associates, friends, lovers, or family members, the more powerfully our resentments can impact them as well as us. So if you're busy thinking resentful thoughts about someone close to you on the job or at home, consider the harm you are doing to him or her. The more powerful the emotions connected to these thoughts and the closer you are to the person, the more damage you can do. You can sabotage the other person, help keep him or her down. Even if you don't speak your resentments aloud, even if you try to hide the way you feel, the energy is there in the air hurting both of you. Just as we focus on clearing the air we breathe of toxins, we need to cleanse the air around us at work and at home from the toxic fumes of resentment. Remember, when we harbor hate, jealousy, or rage, we connect to others in ways that hurt us all. Let's set others free. Let's release our resentments. Along the way, we'll set ourselves and our hearts free too. I know this to be a fact for me, and how much I hold on to resentments and bitterness about a certain individual. And it takes so much effort to remove that and change that. And so another reading for today is from Hope for Today, and it talks about compassion. And I know for a fact that compassion heals. To me, compassion requires patience. Compassion is what I can choose to feel towards someone else, someone and others after my patience has been tested to the limits and I'm exhausted. Let me repeat that again. Compassion is what I can choose to feel toward myself and others after my patience has been tested to the limits and I'm exhausted. It takes a great deal of effort for me to extend compassion to certain people. I don't know about you, but that's true. To do so sometimes requires me to look beyond my anger and exchange my fits of rage for acts of kindness. It means letting go of resentments resulting from unrealistic expectations. It requires setting aside minor annoyances by asking myself, how important is it? Compassion is about accepting people, including myself, as they are, and loving them still. A recent event underscored the importance of a compassion in my life. A former colleague died as a result of a car accident. One moment she was full of life, and the next moment she was gone. This helped me realize that each and every moment is precious. Life is both priceless and unpredictable. I don't know how long it will last. I don't want to waste a minute of it on self-pity, worry, guilt, resentment, anger, or my character defect that may stand in the way of becoming the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to leave or be left with a long trail of regrets. I want to have as many good memories as possible. Compassion can help me create those memories. Patience can help me create compassion. Thought for the day: patience will lead me to compassion. How can I practice patients in my life today. Compassion and understanding on my part can have the power to heal, and I know that to be true. In my journey of life, I have difficulty with me. I have difficulty being weird. I have a difficulty with things that just come out of my mouth that I don't mean to say, and I hurt people, and I don't mean to hurt people, but I do. And what I found over this last weekend, for example, there was a little boy who's 4 years old, and he doesn't like to use the toilet. And I woke up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, and there was shit all over the place. Little pieces of turd, because this little boy does not want to, doesn't want to take a shit in the toilet. And I was angry and perturbed and upset at this little boy who doesn't know any better, because his mother is a rageaholic. His mother just yells at him all the time, and he doesn't know any better. So after I got over my annoyance and resentment having to clean up after his shit, literally, I looked at him the next day and just saw this precious little 4-year-old boy who doesn't know anything about life, really, except that he doesn't like being yelled at. He doesn't like people yelling at him. And actually, I don't know anybody who does. And so this little boy, I looked at him, and he has just his little underwear on with no shirt, and I took my hand and I caressed his back down along his spine, and I just saw him relax as soon as I just started relaxing and touching him gently along his spine, his back, and I could feel his tension leave. And then I took my hand and I rubbed his little forehead, and I saw his eyes just relax. And then I touched his face underneath his eyes like this, and he just deeply even more relaxed. And it was just so beautiful to see what happens when you practice patience and compassion, because at one point during the day, after I had held him and gently touched him, his grandmother said, "Hey, you're coughing. How about some cough medicine?" "No," he says. "No, I want you to have cough medicine." "No." And then I came up to him and I placed my hand on his face and I said, "Would you take cough medicine for me?" And he says, "Yes." And in that moment, I remembered that gentleness, compassion, kindness in the face of anger is really what works. It is the only thing that works when people are in their stuff, is just being gentle and kind. And it was a huge lesson for me, and it changed me. To remember to be more gentle with people, to be more kind. Because otherwise what's going to come back to you is anger and resentment. And it's a hard task, because we all have these different personalities. These personalities that just take on, crazy when we feel triggered, when we're in survival mode, when we're doing the best we can, and so we take it out on other people. I've certainly done it, and it's been done to me as well. And I just know that if we look at Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, that gentleness, compassion, getting over my resentments, my anger, realizing that no one causes that except for me. And I wish you, each of you, to take a moment today and observe your behavior, observe your thoughts, observe where your attention is going. If your attention is going towards someone who pisses you off, that's the opportunity to look at the unrealized expectation, the way over the top expectations of this individual, and change it to patience, of practicing patience with this person. Practicing patience, and that patience means looking at them for who they are and accepting them, and then giving them compassion, because that is really what they need. That's what we all need. And I wish that for you today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining me. And just know that you are loved.